All right, welcome. There we go. All right, this is the American Allegiance Show. I am your host, Kevin White. Make sure I play this promo here.
You are listening to Patriot Nation Radio Live, 347-637-3942.
347-637-3942, 347-637-3942. Welcome to Patriot Nation Radio. And our special guests tonight are the Cardwells. Before we get to that, I'd like to thank Shamrock Radio, one of our listeners, also the Right Writer, right with a W and a R writer, so it's a right writer. Doug CC, Melody Barker 930, and let's see here, Chase the Wolf. I like that name. That's pretty cool. And KCMK White One. Hey, that's me. So welcome to the show. We're going to have an interesting show tonight. And here are my guests. You guys are already there. I was just on another screen. So welcome, Mark Cardwell and Jana Cardwell. Jana and Mark. Together they go either way, right? So welcome to the program.
Thank you.
Thank you
for having us.
Oh, you're welcome. I've been doing a lot of stuff. I've been so busy. Sometimes I have to cancel a show or I'm on a trip or something. But I'm glad to have you on. And we'll see. I'll probably see you guys on Saturday. Pretty sure.
Yeah, you're gonna come by.
Yeah. So if you don't know, this is my sister, Jana Cardwell, used to be Jana White, and Mark Cardwell, which I met years and years ago before they got married, way back in Columbus, Ohio. So a talented flute player, very well above average flute player. And we have some of the mutual friends in Columbus. Yeah, what'd you say?
I said in my day.
Yeah. If you don't use it, you lose it, right?
That's right.
All right. So welcome to the program. I'm happy to have you on. As a matter of fact. Well, could you talk about yourselves a little bit, both of you together, one at a time? I know you went to the same school, art school.
We went to Columbus College of Art and Design together.
Yes.
That's
and when
right.
was that? How long ago?
Well, we started in 1983 to 1988.
Yeah, and I suppose our freshman year is probably when we first started being in some classes that overlapped. But I think it was our sophomore year and our junior year where we actually ended up spending more time chatting with each other and getting to know each other and kind of solidifying our friendship.
Because I went to a room to study because I didn't want to drive home. And then one day I went to study and eat my chicken wings by myself because everybody else was wanting to eat my food. And I would be in a room studying after I eat and he would come in. And that's how we started meeting in the classrooms together. Yeah. One time we had one boy walk in and both of us looked at each other. You invite him? I said, no.
I didn't invite him.
I didn't invite him.
I guess he felt uncomfortable.
Because we were like, how dare he?
It's our room. It wasn't too many places on campus where you could get away in between classes and kind of like you have a break. You can't go. You can't go home because you got another class. You might as well stay on campus. And so that's what Jane was doing. This particular little room ended up kind of being our little hideout. And we would sit on the ledge in that room of the big window and talk. Yeah, and that's when I realized how beautiful Jana's eyes were. And I said, the sun, Kevin, the sun would hit your sister's eyes in a funny kind of way. And I said, I wasn't smooth back then. I wasn't, And I said, oh, your eyes are weird. I really meant they were very beautiful. And so I know the story of how, we both after college went our separate ways. And when we found each other again, many, many years later, I wanted to go right back to that little room. And it had been turned into somebody's office, this decades later. It was an art museum. The HR director's office is what they had turned it into. Anyway, I told them my story, and it wasn't open to the public anymore because somebody's office, a whole other museum owned it, not the school. And so anyway, they joined me in my desire to surprise Jana, and that's where I proposed to her. It's in that same room that we
Awesome.
developed our friendship at that same window
At the same window,
where I
yeah.
told her her eyes were weird.
But if he told me that I was beautiful, he had a girlfriend, so no.
That,
Where's she now?
yeah, I tell girlfriend that what out of friends.
She's
right.
now his
Well, I understand. I got you, Mark. I'm on your side here.
So, yeah.
You're
Didn't
good.
mean nothing. Didn't mean it. If all you had to do was say you was halfway interested, I'd have been like, yeah, I'm exclusive you.
But if he went to our parents, Kevin, they would have rooted for him because they like Mark.
Yes.
That's the only guy I dated with Mark he liked. That dad and mom liked.
Right.
No one else. No one else.
I was surprised though. Your mom, Kevin, she knew I liked Jana just from the way I acted around her. We would I met you and your mom downtown back in the day. You remember Woolworths? Was it?
Yeah.
Woolworths.
I'm too young for that.
It had a candy bar. So she told me to meet her downtown. And we both would walk away with a half a bag of candy. We walked back to school because we had to do classes later.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
And my mom said, "Oh, he likes you." I said, "He has a girlfriend, Mom."
Again, I don't know. But anyway, I walked all the way downtown to see you.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, I know the feeling, Mark. Don't worry, you're good. You're good. Don't listen to what she says.
So when Mark came back up, I was on Facebook and I was talking to Marshawn and I said, "Finish this song." And what song was it?
Oh shoot.
There was a song that I was talking to Marshawn about. So Marshawn would normally finish it because it's his favorite song.
It's a gospel song.
And yeah, it's a gospel song. And Marshawn got off and I said, "Why did you get off the computer?" He said, "Because you type too slow."
Yeah, but for some reason I saw it and I finished the lyric because we all grew up in the same kind of church system. And so like I knew that song. And so I finished the lyric. And then I saw I looked at her profile page and I saw her artwork. And I said, "Jana, is that you?" Because I know her artwork from back in school. But this now, Kevin, is like decades since I've seen or heard anything about your sister. But I knew her artwork from school. And that's how we actually rekindled because she was going by her middle name.
Michelle.
And
I was going by Michelle.
Yeah. But I knew the artwork anywhere.
Yeah, he did. And then
Speaking of, I would like, we'll talk about this later, but I would like you to write a book and illustrate it. A children's book or whatever you want to do.
I have a couple already written. I just haven't illustrated yet.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So I love your art. You have a very unique talent. It's different.
Yeah.
So I love your characters.
Yeah, I know.
Right.
When we were in school, they were teaching us the right way to draw things.
Yeah.
But then when we hit our junior year, they said you need to get your own style. And that's how that developed.
Oh, okay.
CCAD was forcing people to get their own style. Like he was in fashion illustration. He had to have his style. They didn't want you copying nobody. They wanted you to have a style so you would stand out.
Yeah, that was just a part of the regular kind of development as an artist is to find your own voice so that you didn't come out, like a manufactured product. You had your own voice.
You had your own voice.
Yeah, so.
And the other thing is, I know a lot of people say we went to CCAD and we got an art degree. We did a lot of academics. We did academics, science, history. We did everything.
Yeah, it was required.
And that's what we had to have.
It's an accredited college.
Yeah, to get
right.
a degree. So it wasn't just doing art. It's just that you had that, then you had 5 hours of art per class.
Yeah.
Like drawing was 5 hours, illustration was 5 hours.
Yeah, college is a scam. It's a sham, It's to make money.
We found that out when we graduated and they didn't have a job waiting for us. Like they said.
Same thing for you.
Yeah.
Same thing for you, Mark. I offer the same thing to you. If you get time to do it on this, I know you're busy. You have your own business. um, illustrate, because you're a talented artist as well. I think that would be great. We're looking for artists too, so we're looking for authors. So,
Okay.
Okay,
Okay. Absolutely.
We'll do that. I have quite a few books for
okay,
kids.
yeah,
Yeah, I'd love that. I'd love that. It's one of the things that is on the bucket list to do. Become an author.
yes. And then you can go on tour and do your autograph stuff and everything. So it opens a lot of doors. I'll just say that, and I think that would be great. It'd be awesome.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay.
But
So we'll decide whether we like you or not to put you on.
We'll like you.
I'm just kidding.
Mark
I
is,
mean, I've
is
seen
an
your work.
awesome. Mark is an awesome man. I married right the second time, and I should have married him right out of college, because I believe if he would have came to my parents to say, "Hey, I want to marry her," they would have pulled me out of the wedding, and we would went somewhere else and got married. Because mom and dad always like Mark.
Well, you can appreciate him a lot more now than you would have.
I do. He's supportive.
Likewise. I appreciate Jana after what I went through. I appreciate Jana too. Oh Lord, thank you. But I'm gonna tell you this, Kevin. I don't know if you know this. Fifth Avenue here in town. I was, Jana's kind of right about it when she says, "Oh, he had a girlfriend." Well, I was just like any young man. I was, dating to try to find and see who it was that was going to be the one. I didn't know. And I remember being prayerful about it, and I was asking the Lord, I said, "Lord, I want to find the one." And I was driving up Fifth Avenue. And I will forget this because it's only happened maybe twice in my life. And I hear the voice of the Lord in all kinds of ways, but not often have I heard the voice of the Lord audibly, like outside of my body. Like, and so I'm driving up Fifth Avenue and I'm having this conversation with the Lord, and I'm and clear as a bell, I hear this voice say, "Have you considered Jana?" And at that time, I actually hadn't. I knew about Jana. I thought she was a pretty cool person and all of that. And I never will forget that voice, "Have you considered Jana?" And when I began to think about it and all the attributes and all the things that were good about her, I was like, yeah, I see what you're saying. And so that's when I started showing up at y'all's apartment.
We spent all night when you guys were in there making music. Me and Mark was outside of the apartment talking the whole time.
I didn't know.
And I was thinking, isn't so-and-so gonna miss you? I was thinking to my head, you're out here with me.
Yeah, because I brought a girl with me, but she was with you guys. But I was really trying to make good on that. But God is great. We did ultimately, obviously, come together, and it's been a terrific journey.
Yes.
And we're definitely with.
Because I prayed to God after I was going through all this stuff, and after the marriage and being divorced, and then having Ron as another man as my boyfriend, and he says, "I don't want to marry you. I'm not supposed to marry you." So I said, okay. So I said to God, "I'm tired of all of this. If I'm supposed to be married, you bring him along. I'll wait 10 years. I'll wait 5 to however long it takes, you bring him, because I can't do this anymore." And 2 weeks later, here come Mark.
Yeah, I had the same experience. I thought after my divorce was over and everything, I said, well, I guess I'll do the dating thing. Ooh, it was terrible. I said, oh, I can't do this. These people out here are nuts. So I said, what happened to people?
Yeah.
And I remember having the same. I was like, Lord, it's just whatever you say is what it is.
Yeah.
And that's when Jana got it. And I connected online,
Yeah.
and we met at the mall for, after 30 years or whatever.
Yeah. And I never asked him to be my Facebook friend. It's just like
today we still can't figure out why we were able to see each other's messages
and why we were talking.
Because
we were friends. Right. I didn't friend him. He didn't friend me.
It's been bizarre. I still have that.
Yeah, it comes up.
Yeah, I still have it, but I still don't know how we were connected.
I don't know. It was some guy named I want to say his name. His name was Mark, but he had a different spelling, so it wasn't Cardwell.
Yeah,
we were both friends with, and I guess I'm seeing it through it because he did like it.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
So
I.
So you also had a mutual friend. Was Lisa your mutual friend?
Yeah, she went to college with us.
Okay.
And we had quite a few other people went to college with us that was our mutual friends. Then we also had working people who are mutual friends, because if half the people asked me to come to events, I would have met him earlier.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because
So that's usual.
yeah,
You
when we
got,
went
you
to
got friends in
we went-
college. That's normal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we went to events together. I'm like, I was like, you know her? He said, yeah, I know her. I've known her for years. I said, I've known her for years.
Yeah, it's really kind of weird, but like, we were in different disciplines in college, so we weren't in all the same classes. I was in,
No.
I was in retail advertising, fashion emphasis, and Jana, you were
I was
in
illustration and advertisement.
Yeah, so we didn't have that many classes actually together.
No.
I don't think we had. I don't know if we had
Only
any
freshman. Yes, we did.
freshman
Freshman
year,
and
foundation
sophomore
year. We
year.
had,
Yeah.
yeah.
Basic
And-
stuff. There you go.
Mhm.
Yeah. And then, we met in that classroom, and that's where we mostly met and became friends and talked about everything, even tried to figure out some of the silly art lessons.
I bet that was crazy. I bet you saw some weird stuff.
Well, everybody, be honest with you, Kevin, just art school in the 80s was a unique experience. And it was one of the, for a long time, getting out of CCAD was the hardest thing that I did, because it was a tough school.
4.5 years. I mean, the professors themselves, they were.
It was tough. And everybody was pretty much sleep deprived. And
Mhm.
we would say kids today, they just
markers.
don't know.
Designer markers was how we had to do our homework, and that would get you high.
Yeah, it was a tough school. It was very rigorous, is the best way to say it. It was very rigorous.
So first of all, you have to have the talent to even get into school. I remember when Jana took her test, her drawing test, and the fact that you got to keep drawing, and see, this is something I could never do. Like I would fail. I wouldn't even get in. So
yeah, when I got done with school, I didn't want to draw I didn't want to draw anymore after I got done. I was like, I'm through.
Yeah, they were rigorous. It wasn't terrible. It was just something new, because it's like sometimes you go to a class and you have your painting, you set it up on the board, and then you see it flying across the room, and you're like, I'm gonna wait for everybody else to get theirs.
Yeah, I mean, we had rough critiques, and
Yes, we
the
did.
critiques were, I mean, they were very pointed. They were very, there were tears sometimes, but the one thing it did teach you was to learn how to take criticism and not take it personal.
It was.
Because you still had other classes to go to. You had to get it together, dry your eyes, and come back for another.
Because you have drawing class, and you had to go to speech, and then you had biology, then you had to go to a paint class. Which in paint class, you were in the building with oil paints with vats of turpentine in each corner.
Yeah, they don't allow that.
That's not good.
There's a lot of stuff we went through, Kevin. They don't allow it anymore.
Yeah, back in the 80s, they didn't care if you lived or died. So did you have kids? I mean, did you have people in your classes that were like, do you have this one guy who was like a genius?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. He didn't finish. He actually went to Walnut Ridge. Stephen, he went to New York because he was that good. He would be able to draw a car and paint the chrome on it, and it looked like chrome.
Wow.
So he went to New York, and that's how he started his. I see him every now and then on Facebook and talk to him. Now he's like, I'm old and I got kids. I was like, we all do. But he's younger than me, though.
Yeah.
And what was his name? The guy that drew was it the Green Hornet?
Oh, Dokes?
Dokes.
Was it Dokes, or there was
Burks.
Burks
Graduated from Walnut Ridge and came, and now he is drawing. He's excellent at what he does. We had quite a few people who didn't take any talent for them to draw. The problem was you had the ones that can draw real good but didn't do anything. Then you had the ones that draw real good and they were excellent at everything.
Yeah, just like
and you would sit by them and watch what they do, so you can learn some things.
Try to.
Okay. So what do you think about the fine artists?
The what now?
Fine artists. The
fine art. Yeah, fine art is great.
We had to take fine art when we were in school.
Yeah, we had to take it. It was required. Yeah. So understanding the concepts behind fine art was a requirement. So whether you were going to do fine art or not wasn't the point. The point was for every student to learn some aspect of art aesthetics and to be able to be capable in all the mediums and
everything. So
it wasn't wasn't easy for me.
wasn't.
Fine art wasn't easy, particularly for me.
We
I
had to learn
tried,
how to do,
but
had to do realism. We had to learn to do
Oh.
different other types of art. So when I do my characters, you have people say, "Oh, can you do realism?" Yeah, I can, but it's boring for me. But I can do it. But I want to be excited with my characters.
But all art, Kevin, is subjective to a degree. But I was just having this conversation earlier today with someone else here in the office. The one thing about our education is it was based on principles, design principles. So it was the Columbus College of Art and Design. And so the principles of design always were supposed to be a part of your art, which meant things like understanding how to balance a frame of reference, meaning you don't just throw paint on a canvas per se. You understand where everything is going and why, right? And you understand how to design the whole frame of reference for whatever kind of a piece that you're creating. And so there are some design rules that we all had to learn. So for a long time after I graduated, I could always tell, and it didn't matter what space it was, well, it didn't matter what genre of art it was, I could tell if it was a CCAD graduate.
Yeah.
Because they stuck to design principles. No different than what you guys know in your profession. It's like if you're using a certain design system, like the Bauhaus system, you understand how it's constructed. If you're designing in another type of method, I know what I'm looking at as the viewer, and I know what you know, and that makes me appreciate the art even more. So sure, certainly when you get out and you find that people who don't have a sense of design, it rubs you some kind of way sometimes. But the reality of it is all art is ultimately subjective. So if you like it, I love it. That's what it's like.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I have a, let's see, let me get a question here. All right. So while you were going to CCAD, did you know my niece went to the one in Georgia? It's the same college.
There's one in New York also.
So, and you drive by the campus, it looks just like CCAD, except it's the where is it? I can't remember where. Savannah.
So
Savannah College.
Yes, I all the students that I used to have that would come down and ask me as seniors, where should I go? And I always tell them Savannah is a better college to go to, because they have more than just art. They have sports too. It's a bigger round school.
Yes, it is bigger. And so you guys, I know you guys probably had crazy parties there. So while I think I started at Ohio State in '86, and you were still going to CCAD.
I still went to CCAD.
When I got there, people would tell me, "Oh, I'm just here to party."
Yep, we had people like that.
They didn't last that long. This school was really, really tough. So there were very few people that could do that and still make it through the school. We had I can't remember how many students we had. It wasn't big class, it wasn't a big school, but like, boy, I can tell you, not half of what we started with, we graduated with.
After December, you seen.
With our graduating class, what was it? It had to be a handful of people, because it was like
but we had a lot of people.
We started with a lot more.
Yeah, we started with a lot more.
Yeah,
a lot of people,
because they had to do they had to do orientation at specific times of the day, because there was a lot of kids. But
yeah, when we graduated, by the time our class was very small representation of what started with us.
And then sometimes you would get the other classes that would come and graduate. Somebody who went to another school got the credentials to graduate, come back and graduate with us. They didn't actually go to school with us. We didn't know them. Like some of the people went to Ohio State, and then they would come back because they didn't have it at the school at the time, and the classes were full. Yeah,
it was interesting, but it was such a rigorous school that if you thought you were going to be able to party and do that workload, you were sorely mistaken.
Yes.
I had friends ask me to go with them to a party because I didn't drink. So I was the driver.
Yeah, that's
I did it 3 times and I said, look, I'm tired of my feet sticking to the floor. This is not me. I don't drink. That's not me. And I had to go search for you guys. And if you vomit in my dad's car, we ain't going, you won't see me. So I
yes,
stopped going.
I
That's
never
good.
went. I never
That's
went to
good.
one party.
I
What
didn't
did
either.
you call me?
Hmm?
Mark called me something when I went to a party.
I didn't call. I called you a heathen.
Yes, he did.
So you just being a heathen. It was that, and I wasn't into gospel skate either. I was telling
No, he
that
didn't like
gospel skate.
gospel case.
Same
Gospel
thing.
skate. Okay.
He said, that's heathenness. I was
Watch
like,
out. How about there's some shady people there.
Yeah.
oh, there's a lot.
I
of
knew the
shady
people.
there.
That's
Yeah.
why I know what they're going there for. And just doing it
I
to
was going to skate.
BB and CC.
Oh my
The
goodness.
same thing.
I was going to skate. That's all I was doing.
Uh-huh.
And they weren't really skating. It's just like going to the parks. I thought, oh, we're going to dance. They weren't dancing.
And I
So
told you that's not what they're coming for.
then I had to find my friends, get them in the car, take them home. And I said, no, I'm not going no more.
But I could never do the. I didn't have like a social life or anything. I was trying to keep up with my
Yeah.
studies.
Well, that's very interesting. You got the talent and you got to do the academics. So at Ohio State at the time, it was called Ohio State. It wasn't called the Ohio State. And yeah, I mean, you could just cruise through and party all the time. And nobody
was
cared
the
if you
thing.
showed up.
Yeah, a lot of
So
people
that's-
left our school and went there because it was easier.
And they
Yeah.
went to, what was that? The block party that they had,
Oh
the
my
big
gosh,
party.
yeah.
I didn't go because I was like, no, I'm not going to go.
Crazy stuff happens over there. So it's a party school. Well, it's not as bad as OU, but
Well, no, not as bad as.
Oh, I know Raina says, I don't go to my apartment when that comes because those people don't have a mind once they come
Right.
to OU, the
Right.
Halloween party. So she says, I just stay home.
awesome. So let's talk about. Do you guys bring any art with you? Do you have anything to share to show?
No, I didn't bring anything. There's stuff on my Facebook, but I didn't bring anything because I'm trying to get everything together for this fellowship.
Okay, we'll have to have you back on to show art. I think that'd be awesome. Show and show and tell, show and sell, whatever.
I can ask the museum if I can do it in the Amina house.
Okay.
So I'll ask her if I can. I won't be in there until January 2nd to April 2nd.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I'll have her studio and all the time, and people can come and tour. And you would have to probably ask.
That's a big deal. That's a big deal. The Amina Robinson Fellowship is a big deal. GCAC has really kind of turned the corner on supporting artists, and I think they were kind of getting a little bit of pushback from the artist community that they weren't doing enough, and that some of their support was relatively small in scale. But this fellowship is, I think, a big step in the right direction for a local arts agency. I'm fortunate, Kevin, to sit on some national committees and boards and whatnot, and work with a lot of arts organizations around the country, and local arts organizations, local arts councils.
Yeah.
Some of them are doing really, really well supporting artists, and some of them have a lot of work to do. I would say GCAC is really turning the corner with this fellowship. That's the $15,000 stipend, the 3 months in the house, access in the light that they shine on that particular artist is really significant. So it'll be a great springboard for Jana. She begins to be able to focus more on her art.
And then
as she kind of segues out of the teaching.
This will put me towards going to fellowships that are overseas.
All right.
Hopefully we'll start an avalanche of opportunities for her.
Yes, I'm ready for it. I'm ready to do it.
So let's see here. While you're here, let's go to another screen real quick.
Sure.
I want to share this. This is amazing. When I saw this, it was awesome. So Let's see, share screen. We're going to go to another tab. That's right. Here we go. Let me know if you see it.
Yep.
Yeah, that's it.
Mhm.
So you were talking about this a little bit. The 2024 Amina Robinson Fellowship recipient, Jana M. Cardwell. That's so awesome. Look at that. Greater Columbus Arts Council. That is so awesome.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
it's
That's
a pretty big honor.
Yeah.
For Columbus artists.
that is fantastic.
Yeah, in fact, actually, Kevin, I'll tell you this: I actually don't know of a higher honor for a Columbus-based artist right now.
No.
Certainly
Right.
not coming out of GCAC, but like this is their higher. But there are other things in Ohio, like the Ohio Arts Council. I don't know what they have, but I've done some things with them. But like this is for Columbus. This is, I think, they're the top piece.
The Greater Columbus Arts Council. I have worked with them for Directions for Youth. My kids, they printed shirts for them and did summer programs and stuff like that for them. So I have worked. Well, the people that I work with are now retired, but I'm excited about this, and I'm going to blow it up, and I want to do what I need to do. Yeah,
Yes.
because now it's my art. Because I did caregiving for so long, and Mom's the last one I have caregiver for, and then Mark, and then I was going to work, teaching, and that took up most of my time. And then and I miss the kids. I do miss the kids though.
Yeah,
But,
I bet you do.
I'm ready to do my thing. I have right now it's standing. I have a studio in my basement, and I have a studio at the school that I used to work at.
That deal just came through today.
Yes, it came through today. And then I'll have a studio at Amina's house, which is up the street from me, from our house.
So basically, Kevin, a lot of people are going to want the Amina Robinson Fellow to be in their studio space, and so in this particular instance, I think it's terrific because it's right again, it's walkable for us.
Yes.
Where she was teaching art, and she went back today, and they asked her if she would like to have space there.
Yeah, they gave me space in the school for free.
That's amazing.
Studio. Yeah, and
yeah, we are so proud of you here at the White House. At the White House, yeah.
Okay.
And yeah, I was like, wow, it's amazing. I saw that, and then I mean, you're on the front. You're right there, so I like that. Congratulations.
Yep. Working on the light, and I knew Amina Robinson. I visited her house once. As soon as I walked in, she said, "Where's your sketchbook?" I said, "Oh, it's right here."
Yeah, for Jana's art, Kevin, it's a big deal. So like, there are a lot of people who love Amina Robinson. Of course, I've been in the art scene here in Columbus for a while, so it's kind of a phenomenon at this point. So it's always the same story where the artist, while they're living, they're not nearly as popular as after they've passed. But Amina actually had gotten, since she was the MacArthur winner, she really, her name recognition, I mean, so it's a big recognition. And so she helped put Columbus on the map. So Columbus really loved her.
Yes.
She became the darling. And then of course, after she passed, everybody was, really trying to figure out ways to maintain her memory, as both and the thing that's cool about it, as not just an artist, but also as someone who was an art teacher, which was also one of her passions. And so as we help Jana kind of develop her narrative, we'll be making sure that people see the connections.
Yes.
So Jana, that's pretty awesome. And I know how you feel when you get your name in lights like that. That is so cool.
Yeah, it is. I'm happy for it. I'm happy for the success, and I'm ready to go on. I'm getting a lot of ideas to do.
Yeah.
And I enjoy it. Yeah, I do. And I'm ready to just blow it up. I'm going to be 60 on the 3rd. And I ain't going to be 60-year-old that rocks in a chair. I'll be gone. I'm always walking. I'm always walking and exercising because I want to keep that up and moving. And now I'm working on just trying to not eat the processed foods, which is hard because you
Yes,
don't
it
know what's
is.
processed is not. You don't know what's organic, what's not, and stuff. But yeah, I want to let all the kids know that you can do anything you put your mind through. And I seen all my kids today, and in the school, and they were like, Miss Cardwell, and they were running to me
Wow.
and stuff.
Yeah.
That was great. And they were asking me, why did you leave? And then the superintendent had to tell them that she didn't leave. She was let go wrongfully. And he said, we need your experience here. So I don't know if they hired a new principal, if they have me back, but once I get my retirement money, I won't be going back, because then you have to pay back some of that money when you go back.
So yeah, you're moving forward, and so now you're springboarding to the next.
To the
So
next.
yes, to the next.
Yeah. And
So I
I'm
think,
excited about it.
yeah, I think that's great. I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
And you know, Mark Cardwell is no slouch. So
No, he's not.
let's go to let's present. I brought your page up.
Okay.
I have your bio and everything, and you can talk about your company. So I'm going to present that one in a tab. Let's see here. There we go. Cardwell share. We're sharing now. Can you see that yet?
Yeah, that's me. That's the guy. He's the one that did it.
Cardwell Communications. Let's see. 30 years experience in arts and marketing. So this is your company. Tell us what your company does.
Absolutely. My company is a full service marketing consultancy, and I specifically help small businesses and nonprofit organizations, solo business owners in their marketing planning. It's been a passion of mine since I started in marketing, and began to really see those groups struggle the most. So I've worked with companies that had a little bit more money and can do bigger things and so forth. But my heart was always with the little guy, you know, that didn't have access to the best practices. And so I always felt like if I know how to do something, I want you to know how to do it so that you can better your business. And so really when I started Cardwell Communications, that was the ethos behind it. And so that's what I've been doing. I do it through courses, coaching, and of course, consulting.
3 C's. There you go. Also, I like this. Your business card is fantastic.
Oh, thank you for that.
It
Yeah,
is.
and
It is.
you know, the logo is really reminiscent of the logo of our school.
Yes.
I didn't do it on purpose. Actually, the designer that I used, I don't, he didn't do it on purpose. But when he did it, I was like, no, I like that. I mean, even though it's darn near 50 years ago that I went to art school, it's like, yeah, I'll claim that, you know. And so, yeah, you see some of the clients that I've worked with, and all this,
Yes,
there's been a lot more. But yeah, I love what I do, man. I really enjoy helping people through the marketing planning process. And it's always interesting because a lot of times people think marketing is kind of like magic. It's not. It takes some skill, but really marketing is a process. And so when folks when you can teach them the process, then they see, oh, the magic is in the process. Yeah, and that's so the big secret is out, and they can do it themselves, and that's really something that I'm all about.
So you do a lot of speaking as well.
I have, yeah, I have.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes,
I have.
that's awesome.
Training, speaking. I enjoy that. I love working with especially practitioners, people. I was a part of something a little while ago with AFTA, Americans for the Arts, working with arts organizations across the country, their marketing directors or people who wore the marketing hat in their institutions, helping them with some training. And it was always so fascinating and just enjoyable to work with people who are in the space, because I've had all of the struggles that they had, you know, and it was terrific to be kind of the gray-haired guy in the room with the gray beard, you know, that was able to kind of validate their frustrations and to, you know, offer some quote unquote wisdom. And so as I've been told that I have wisdom, I guess that's what it is.
That beard gives you some weight there, that gravitas.
Yeah, that wisdom. I was like, school of hard knocks. I was just like, if I fell in the hole, you don't have to. I can tell you it's there. That sort of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess. So yeah, man, I really enjoy it. And in here just recently, 2 weeks ago, it'll be 2 weeks tomorrow. I launched a new business in the Martech space. So moving into technology, yes, 100%.
So you know how I feel. You fly to another city and you talk.
Yeah.
That is so cool. So yeah, you could. Yeah, once you get your book together, then actually, then there's other reasons to go places than to show up. So
true,
Yeah.
absolutely, and I can't wait
you
to
can
do it.
both.
Yeah,
I was thinking about going to New York, but because of what's going on there, I'm not going to do that. So I plan on doing that. So there's a lot of places you got to be careful where you go. So
you really do. You really do. I mean, I had a blast in where I was in Florida. I really enjoyed it. But you got to think about where you're going, because I did. It's like, it's beautiful, but I got to think about it. Got to think about some things, and this is what it is now. And, but, we're looking forward to, and I'm looking forward to doing some things internationally. I really am trying to continue to build continue to build those connections in West Africa, which, is one of my passion places.
Yes.
And building relationships there, especially for the new business, for talent there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, all three of us have been to Africa. So so that's a trip of a lifetime. If you've never been there, I mean, it's a whole nother land. It's a whole nother world, different cultures. And yeah, you've been there twice, or I don't know if you've been there more than that or not. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I think I've been there more than that. Yeah.
I only been once, but I would like to go back. I want to go to Sierra Leone, take the great hits to Sierra Leone.
Yeah, I think it's been five or six trips for me, I think.
Yeah, it's been that much. Yeah, and Madagascar is the other place I would like to take the kids.
Oh, yeah. Get some vanilla, whatever.
Yeah.
Look who's online now.
Oh, there's Marianne.
There's
Okay,
Marianne. Hi,
yeah.
Marianne.
That's nice. Yeah. Yeah, all the good stuff is in Africa, man. The good tea, the good honey. That honey that we got from there, oh my goodness. The pineapple, you already know, but it's like, oh man. I would literally, I mean, if the prices come down just a little bit, I would really just go for a food run.
Well, yes. Same thing with Europe. And Jana and I have talked about this before. Clean food. The food is not clean here. The food is tainted. You got to get it from a farmer. That's where you got to get your food from. Farmer's market or a butcher to really enjoy the food.
Well, the food down when we went to Steubenville, we went to Texas Roadhouse. The food was totally different tasting than here in Columbus.
Really?
It was. His dad woke his dad up. He said,
"Yeah, did he come to the door? I think he came to the door to tell us it was so good."
Yeah, it was totally different because they do more from the land.
Yeah,
but I would love to go to Italy, and I love to go to England and go to France because all of the buildings that we have studied, the architect. That's what I would like to go see for myself. And I'm sad that the one church caught on fire because we studied that like crazy.
Yeah.
Notre Dame? I
remember, I think that's what some iconic chapel that,
Yeah, we saw that when we were in France, but we didn't actually go to it. But you would love it. I think they're rebuilding it. It is amazing. The d'Orsay Museum. I don't have to explain anything to you. So d'Orsay.
We know all the artists that were there. They traveled there.
They wore us out with these things. We had to know. We didn't have to just know the building, the place, the time. We had to know the architecture, the type of architecture, the type of vaulted ceiling. Not like there's all different types of vaults. There's all types of and then you had to be able to distinguish those from the different periods. So from the Baroque period to Oh, it was
Yeah,
difficult.
so,
It was like,
and so our lessons were, okay, you need to draw painting this side, have it this way when you're done. But we wanted in like what was it? The Greek,
oh yeah, the Greek,
the
yeah, they were
Greek,
Greek.
yeah,
Uh,
a certain Greek,
Parthenon
what it is. And we had
Yeah.
to go look at that again and then try to make it. And they would say, they would do like this, or pick the paint and be like, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. I'm like, wait a minute.
Wow. So Marianne is saying she went into the Notre Dame. So
Ooh,
she's been there before. Yeah. Yeah, that is.
I mean, that's where we want to go.
So that is, I tell you right now, that is like fabulous.
yeah.
The food is excellent. I think the food in Italy is even better, but I was only there for 2 hours. They never let us out to go see anything. So
Yeah, I know Aunt May talked a lot about going there. Her and Karen been there quite a few times.
No, they wouldn't
Yeah,
take. They wouldn't let her take
fantastic.
photos. She said it was too sacred. I can.
Oh,
see that,
okay,
yeah.
I can see.
Mhm.
So-
That's okay. When you're an artist, you can just sketch it real quick.
but you can look at the guy who bit off his ear. I can't remember his name.
Van Gogh.
You guys know.
He didn't. Yeah, he cut it. Yeah.
I mean, that cut off his ear.
Yeah.
Hi, Carolyn.
I can't remember his name.
Was
Van
it
Gogh.
Marianne's favorite?
Van Gogh. It was
Van
Van
Gogh.
Gogh. So
Yeah,
you
we
can
had
take
to do-
pictures. You can go right up to as long as you don't use your flash, you can take pictures of.
Yeah.
That's where I got my picture from. In the
Yeah,
D'Orsay. We went there because it had Van Gogh in it. We didn't go to the other one. We don't care about the woman who smiles, the Mona Lisa. We were like, we're going Van Gogh.
Yeah, we
It's a
studied her, but we really didn't study her.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
studied things, interesting issues about the time period, the painting,
Mhm.
and what Leonardo was doing, mostly with the foreground, background, and a concept called chiaroscuro.
Yeah.
So yeah, we learned stuff.
Yeah, Marianne said
Light from dark.
the Mona Lisa is so
It
tiny.
is tiny. It is
Yeah.
very tiny.
That's
Yeah.
what I heard.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, disappointed. Yeah, I believe we would be too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but Van Gogh, we had a lesson plan where you had to do like 4 different things, and one was like you had to make it like look like Van Gogh. That was the one where
Really?
you did all the markings
Mhm.
and stuff. We had to make it look
You
like
know about
that.
one of the color concept classes?
Color concept class, yes.
Mhm.
Color
That sounds
concept.
hard. That sounds
Well,
like
we
a
had-
hard.
Color concepts was not nearly as hard as advanced color and design. So advanced color and design, I thought I was big time,
I
and
thought I was too.
I took the you get to be what is it, junior senior year, you
Mhm.
take that class, and I was taking it from the school president. So Kanzani
we all
taught
had
that
a
class.
school
It was the
president.
last year he was teaching, and I remember me and my friend Allison, we decided we were going to be sit in the front. Cause I don't know why. I have no idea. Even I'll have to ask her, why did we do that? So we sat in the front, and Kanzani was a very intimidating presence on campus. He's the president of the school. He's like an old art master. I mean, he was just, and it was nobody meaner than him.
But he studied the color red for 5 years.
Yeah,
and
he
I
was
used
for
to
real,
sit
for
there
real.
and be like,
No.
Oh my
study-
God.
that's all you did.
He was
Now
for
I
real.
understand because I want to study color.
He's the kind of guy that could sit down with Van Gogh and talk and it'd be legit.
Be legit.
like we couldn't keep up with those
Wow.
guys. And so we sat in the front of class, and sure enough, got to see those very vaunted, that temperament. When he was not happy with the work,
Woo.
he was not happy. And then in our year, kids were having a hard time with the critiques, and so he was trying to become a softer person, but he didn't always make it. So he'd just be so through with us, so through with us.
You put your painting up there, and he would go, "You got
Oh yeah,
that
question you.
much right."
Yeah,
And I was like,
ask you if this is really the field for you.
"Yes, he would."
Do you
He
really
did.
want to be an artist?
Do you
I
want to
don't think you
design?
should
Wow.
be.
Guys, with all of this doesn't look like it's. And I'm sitting in the back of class like, "Oh my goodness!" I
Oh,
thought
my
it.
goodness.
Remember, they gave us the whole. There was like a little binder, like a 7x5 binder, and they give you all these paint chips, and you had to re-glue them in the book the proper way.
No way.
That
No
was
way.
the one that made me
So
cry.
color. And then somebody, I remember I painted all of mine. And somebody said, you don't have to do that. I was like, what? that was like the problem not living on campus. I was like, I
Right.
have to be here with the other students.
And that's why I stayed at the
Yeah.
school to study sometimes so I can get things right. You
So
ask
you
the
painted
seniors,
all
some of them will look at you like, you'll find out for yourself.
You'll find out. And they didn't help us at all.
No.
Seniors didn't help us at all. They had
Really?
You bring stuff to them and they look at you like,
good luck.
it's like, I thought
Try
you were going to
again.
help me. And they weren't, but then we would go back and we would do it.
Advanced color and design.
That
This
was crazy.
freaking science class.
I
It
had
was
to
really
do
hard.
that. I had to do the color chips maybe like 5 times.
Color, value, hue,
Yeah. And hue, yeah.
and chrome.
The home colors.
Chrome.
Yep.
That was our guy. He's literally one of my favorite
He
artists.
is. And that's one of Marianne's favorites.
Yeah, his paintings, they do, Marianne, they do a certain thing called scintillation. You lay one color next to another color. The way Vincent saw color was actually quite different.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
he wasn't always like this as an artist. This is something he became
He
over
worked on.
time. If you go back to his early works, he was really in the style of like a Flemish painter and really drawing and painting the scenes that were typical of the time. And you can go back and look at some of his earlier work. And this, where he begins to really shine and become his expressive self, which was counterculture at that time, is when he started being so loose with his expression with color and
He was big time.
and unfortunately he never experienced success in his time, but after his passing, his work became obviously world renowned. But,
Right. They seen him as weird and crazy.
one of my favorite artists, tortured guy, but he really had something to say.
Yeah, and he's the one we studied home color. So if you get a gray that goes to the same hue of a color and you put them beside each other, they will sizzle. Make your eyes will make it sizzle. And that's how we learn to do home colors. When I did that with my kids in art class, you think I created the world. They were having a ball when it dried and they came in and they uncovered it. And they're like, oh my, it's moving.
Wow. That's amazing. Wow. You guys know so much about art that I never even thought, never hit me in the head. So
when I teach kids art, I teach them that music, writing, being a baker and a cook, a hairdresser, and all kinds of dancing and footwork that you do. It's all art. So when they do their sketchbook, they get that choice to write, make music, do a beat, do a cookbook, or draw whatever word I have up for them to do in their sketchbooks. It's very important for them to see that because art is because where you see, artists had to touch it first.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah.
So they enjoy that.
At the time, and when we were coming up at school, in art school, our school was such a highly vaunted school, such an elite school, in the top 3 in the nation at that time. It's not there now, but it was in the top 3 in the nation at that time. And so CCAD students were really prized. We also, as coming through the trauma of our education, we were pretty elitist in our mentality as art students.
Yeah.
And so when the Short North came into its time, we used to walk up and down the Short North and just critique the heck out of the stuff we were seeing. And over time, because we could critique it and from an aesthetic point of view and from an art point of view and be pretty much right on. But the reason I bring that up is that over the years, I've learned that staying in that kind of mentality is not a good place to be. People doing art is what you want, and whether they have been educated in it, know what they're doing. The point is, art is being expressed, and that expression is cathartic for people, and that's all that really matters. So whether they know design principles, that's whether they've actually taken drawing classes and know how anatomy works, that's there's a place for that, and I advocate for it. But the reality is, art that moves you, whether you learn how to do it or you are moved to do it. But if it moves people, if it helps people, if it even it just helps you, it's worthwhile. And so
it moves, and a lot of people can feel it. And you don't have to go to school to be an artist. But I know that you'll learn eventually. You'll want to learn more as you do it. So I believe there's people who will learn how. Well, I want to actually know how to do the body, and they do.
And they do.
And they go and they know where they can go and learn it. They can learn the elements of art, elements of design, and sometimes people don't do that, but they feel it, so they can do it. They got it honestly. And so sometimes everybody looks at an artist. Oh, well, can you draw cowboys in the field and not that? I don't feel that. I won't do that. Can you do a mural? No, I won't do a mural. I don't feel that. I got somebody for you who will do it. So everybody's different. All artists are different. We don't do the same. But for me and Mark, we do our type of artwork, but we were trained to do realistic. We were trained to do hyper realism, but for us, it's boring. So you want something more exciting. I'll do it if someone pays me.
Like a lot.
A lot.
So you won't do, so they have big murals at a lot of airports now.
Sometimes they get paintings and make it big, and
Really?
it's like a mural, but it's
Okay.
a digital mural.
Just disappointed me now. No,
Why?
you stuck a knife in my balloon. I thought they were up there painting that big giant wall.
Some people are, but there's a lot of digital.
Not really. Not as much of that. Not as much of that's happening now. There's a line before. The machine can do it. So
Cincinnati Airport.
Yeah, you can find somebody who would do it for you at your home.
Yeah.
I did for this lady's dining room about how God felt the multitude, and I had the whole scripture and it went around about 2 times in her dining room, and then I did fishes and loaves of bread in her kitchen. Now I'll do that.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, I cooked food, like fish, loaves of bread. That's about all I can do. I can draw.
Oh, I see. You got the green thumb. I see that.
You do. You got the green thumb, and we may have to ask you to come when we get our garden together.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I'll show you. I got some secrets for you.
Okay.
That I'll just tell you right now. I don't care. So I learned from somebody else. If you put nitrogen granules in the soil where they're growing, they're like little white pellets. You can buy those. You put that in the soil, and my corn by 4th of July was it was like 8 feet tall. So remember that, and then also you get things for flowering. You get flowering things, anything that flowers. You put that at the bottom. But I just got my greenhouse going right now, so I'm still growing stuff. And potatoes. Put potatoes in the ground, and they'll be there for years, and they keep growing and keep growing. And with the nitrogen, they're coming up to the top. They're growing faster than they normally do. So you always have food. I would go out to the garden and I would just take out some potatoes, wash them off, and for dinner.
Cannot be better than that, really. Seriously, I'm all for that.
And they taste great. They taste so much better.
That's why we want to have an outside kitchen for our garden. We can cook outside.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
You give us the help on that.
Yeah. When we get it together. Yeah.
Yes. Well, hey, we have 90 seconds left.
Okay.
Anything you want to talk about or say before you go?
All I want to say is that, I'm glad I got the opportunity to do art, but I'm going to spread it around the world.
Great.
I'm going to do what God has given me with my husband's help.
Absolutely. Yes. And for the last 10 seconds, I'm just here to be a supportive husband, and I'm always going to support you 100%.
Thank you.
Oh, that's so cute. So yeah, you guys would be great on or you or Jana would be great on a podcast. We do this kind of thing.
We thought about a podcast.
Yeah.
You can do it.
So that's pretty cool. So thank you for joining us, and we appreciate your coming on and agreeing. So this is nice. This is really cool. But I'll see you guys Saturday.
Well, you won't see us. We're celebrating my birthday.
Oh,
we are
okay.
going to be
Well, yeah,
So
we
it's
will
mom and
we'll be at
grandma.
your house then. We'll be at your
Okay.
house with Blue.
Yeah, with Blue. Yeah,
With Blue.
fuck with that. I have to tell you now, if he says he has to go outside, he's lying. He don't
Yes,
have to
he's
go outside.
lying. He'll stare at grandma to go outside, and she do it every single time. He bullies grandma, my mom, our mom.
Yes.
Oh, congratulations, the grandkids that are coming. I'm excited about
Oh,
that.
yeah. Oh, definitely. Definitely.
Yes.
Yes. It's going to be a different world.
Blog Talk Radio. Goodbye.
So the radio is gone. So anyway,
Okay.
now we're totally video. And
Mom wanted to know what time you're coming by Saturday.
oh, we don't, it's probably going to be 1 o'clock, maybe 2 at the
Okay.
latest.
Yeah.
So,
Because you know she gets up at 4.
oh.
Scares me. I come downstairs at 5 and she's like, hi. And I'm like, I'm not even
Yeah.
awake yet. But mom's she's doing good.
Yeah, okay. Just for, did Aunt May go to the funeral, Rosalind Carter's funeral?
No, Aunt May, her foot's still swollen.
Okay.
And they're also talking about her doing dialysis, and she don't want to talk about it. But
Yeah.
traveling is a little harder on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to get her on this program, or if you get her on
You
your
could
program.
probably talk to
Yeah,
Karen or Indra. They would be able to do that.
yeah, I
I know
left a message with Karen.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Karen's getting ready to
it's
retire.
amazing that,
Still have time.
oh, it's hard to believe, like Aunt May, she's really good friends with the Carters, you know.
Yeah, she
So-
is. Now she did get notice of what happened before, everybody
Okay.
else did. She's
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she like spend the night at their house. She spend
she had
time with them.
dinner. They wrote a book together
Oh,
about
really?
because his mother had Alzheimer's. And
Okay.
they wrote a book together, and they went to plenty of things
Wow.
together and did
That's
some things. They wanted her to come to the White House, to Washington, to be part of that, but she's like, no, that's not my passion. That's not my
Okay.
passion. I want to help the people. She wanted to teach.
Girl, I'd have been gone. I'd have been there. I'd have been there.
Yeah. She
Tell you
wanted,
what.
yeah, she's still
Yeah.
teaching.
Yeah.
She
Oh, really?
can't- Yeah, she told Karen, don't retire. Karen says, no one's going to have a career of working until they die. I want to retire. As you know, Karen puts the bling on dancers' dresses,
Yes.
The ballroom.
the ballroom dancers.
Yes,
puts
right.
the
Yeah,
bling
she's
on.
got something to do. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so she has that business to do. And then she probably do some plays and stuff. So, but she's
Yeah.
doing good.
I
Andrew's
know.
also
I know that.
Yeah.
So the other thing is, if you ever get to Akron, the Akron area, if you visit her, then you will be. There's this place called the Blue Door Cafe. You got to go there for breakfast. Make reservations. It's incredible. Probably one of the best breakfasts I ever had in my entire life. But the chicken and waffles, I had it. It was fantastic. It's right down the street from Ernest Angley's old church. Believe it or not.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I
Blue
remember.
Door. Blue Door, Blue Door, Blue Door. There you got it. Anyway, thank you so much for coming on.
Well,
All right. Thank you. Thanks for having us.
okay, we'll talk to you later. And this was fun.
All right. All right.
So maybe
Have a
we
good
can
one.
do it at the Amina house. I'll ask the crew if I can. And we'll do it
Okay.
again. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. Y'all
Well,
have a good
thank
evening.
you. You
All
too.
right.
See you
See
later.
All right. See ya. All right. That was a great show. I enjoyed that. It's good to have my sister and brother-in-law on. But I got stuff to do. We got business to run, and we'll talk to you later. And have a good night. God bless America.